Welcome, everybody. I'm so excited to see all of your all's faces. Hello. Hey, listen, I just wanted to show you guys a few things, a few really great tips to help you really max out this month and grow your team as big as possible. What we have right now within our business is some really great things. There is momentum, which momentum's really hard to get, but once you get it, you really have to take advantage of it in the moment and drive your business as much as possible. And sometimes, we get all excited and there's all kinds of activity, but we really don't know what to do. So I just went through somebody's organization with them the other day, and after I was done, I was like, I need to do this with everybody. But, time is not my friend. So for me to be able to go through that with all of you guys would be nearly impossible. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to kind of show them what I did, and hopefully they can take that information and plug it into their own organization and figure things out. So I'm just going to kind of spell it out to you guys what I did with her the other night and what really helped her see where she could possibly land by the end of this month and where all of her people on her team could land by the end of this month. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see, share my screen. I have to talk to myself, so you all just get to deal with it. Lucky you. Okay, I'm going to put this on a bigger view so you guys can see. Deb Nally will be so proud of me. Let's see. Wrong view. Slideshow. Okay, perfect. All right, just tell me that I'm doing a good job, okay? All right. So how are you driving your business? So there's a lot of activity right now, but this was my question to her. So I'm going to call her Awesome Amy so she can remain anonymous. So for this Zoom, this person's name is not Amy, by the way. So, somebody's asking me something already, I think. I'm so proud of you, Erin. Thank you, Deb. Okay. So Awesome Amy, ask her, where did she end last month? Because I wanted to talk with her because she had some really great growth last month. She has a lot of momentum, just like you guys. And I wanted to kind of dive into her organization and help her see what I was seeing and help her, kind of teach her where she needs to work. So she was a team director at the end of the month last month with 8,800 in volume, and she did not have any 60% rule issues. So she didn't have to worry about, being in a heavy leg or anything like that. So 8,800 GQV, no 60%. So I asked her, where do you want to get to at the end of this month? Well, since she landed at 8,800 last month, she was kind of like, do you think I could possibly rank up and get 11,000 and hit elite director? Well, of course, with all of the momentum, all of the carrots dangling everywhere, all of this good stuff, I was like, absolutely, 100%. And honestly, I think you could probably hit your car bonus if you wanted to. Now, think about that. That's doubling the volume, which is crazy. So my screen is blinking Donna Cipriani. I don't know why it's doing that. I guess it's okay.
All right, how many did you get?
Anyways, so we got to talking, and I said, okay, let's work towards 11,000 and push really hard, and we'll try. It might be a long shot to get it to 15,000, but we'll give it a try. So she was kind of like, so you really think I can hit 11,000? And of course, I'm like, absolutely yes. Not just because there's momentum, but because when I dug into her organization and looked at certain people in there and the stats, I was like, yes, you can hit it. So my next question was, how are you going to do this? Sorry, somebody's asking me another question. Your mute is off. So you can't hear me? Oh, okay. Okay. So my next question to her was, how are you going to get there? And she said, I'm going to help as many people as I can, and I'm going to recruit. So, somebody not muted and they're being very loud.
Hey, Donna Cipriani. I think it's worse.
6, 7, 8. I got 8 gone.
Anyways, okay. So I said, how are you going to get there? And she said, I'm going to help as many people as I can, and I'm going to recruit. So I'm going to call that a dumb answer. Not because you shouldn't do that, but because if you really do want to, go to the next level and you really do want to get some traction, there's a little more to it than that. So you really kind of have to take a step back and dig in a little bit more. So what we did is we pulled up her placement tree report, and we selected last month, which was February, and we selected the PSC box to populate the highest to lowest for numbers. Then we made a list of people who will likely be going for the 3,000 this month, according to the ending numbers last month. So if I can get this to work, hang on just a second. Okay, so you would go under track, leader dashboard, y'all probably already know that. Report center, we're in Minnie Mouse's back office. And then I went under customer sales. Oh, wait a second. Go to February. Okay, so now you're seeing all the customer sales for February. So this is kind of how I went through in her organization and looked at people and figured out, what bonuses did they hit, how close were they to the next bonus, and that sort of thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull back up the PowerPoint. Okay. Uh-oh, sorry you guys. Awkward moment. Okay, so I brought up a few examples that she has of people that she has in her organization. So I pulled up a lady, let's just say her name is Sally Smith, in February. She had 2,000 in PSC. So this month, I should see 1,000 in increase. The reason I think I'm going to get 1,000 in increase is surely because of the momentum, the drivers, all the different ways you can earn money right now. Just there's way too many things going on for people not to go for it. So it's just perfect timing. So I definitely felt comfortable saying we should see 1,000 increase out of Sally this month. And unless Sally is not working at all, Sally so far this month, I think, is almost to 2,000. So we're not even to the halfway point of the month, and she's already got what she had last month. So I just want to point out for a second, in this compensation plan, the higher your volume is, the higher your check is. So if you hit the same rank 2 months in a row, you're not going to have the same check unless your volume is almost identical to what it was the last month. So in the old compensation plan, a lot of times you would think your volume was really high, but a lot of that volume was unpaid. It was 3-year free volume. So no money was running through the system from those specific numbers. So now every number and every point that you see when your volume goes up, that is attached to some kind of purchase. So that makes a big difference on your paycheck. So we really, when you're talking to Sally Smith, you want to say, hey, let's get you up to 3,000. If you only get to, 2,800, your check is still going to go up from that. And it's going to make a difference. So Tiffany Randall, 1,800. I'm going to expect a 1,200 increase with her volume for her PSC. So I'm going to try to push these two people to get their 3,000. So how am I going to push these two people? I'm not just going to say, hey, are you going to get your 3,000? No, not really. I'm going to cheer them on. I'm going to recognize them for their behaviors last month and how awesome their numbers are. I'm going to recognize them for where they are this month at this time, especially if they are close or have surpassed what they had last month. The best way to help somebody or to get somebody excited to keep going is to recognize them. Recognition goes a long way, as you guys know. So I would start there with those two things. Then I would dig in a little deeper and see if I could help them with 3-way calls. I can help them with, just any Q&A that can help them with their business. And then obviously lend myself out for events. So some of these people are getting all this volume with 0 events. Imagine what they could do if they just had 1 or 2 events a month. It could be huge. So there's those examples. Well, then you make a list of people who will likely be going for the 1,500 this month, according to their ending numbers last month. So up here, my examples were leaning more towards the people that would get the 3,000, right? Down here is more of the people that are going to be close to 1,500. So here I have an example, Dana Brever, who had 1,000 in PSC last month. So I should see a $500 increase with her. And the reason I will is because she's likely going to go for that 1,500 mark to get the 10% with the PSC. And then obviously she's still going to get the non-PC bonus. If she has a tiny team, then we can work on, getting her a team bonus, or we can get her recruiting so she can get the team bonus. So number 7, these are just hit list of things I'm going to have people do when I go through their organization with them. BPs who will likely be going for the non-PC bonus according to the numbers last month. Make a list of everyone who hit the 6 PC bonus. They have already gotten 1 carrot last month. We're going to try to push them, congratulate them, recognize them. Yay, you got 6 PCs last month. That's awesome. Let me help you get 9. I'd love to see you get the $150 bonus. So that's just something, just another little tip, another little place where you can work. And, you'd be surprised how many people you have at this level. If you could take all of your people that barely got 3-year free qualified and get them up to 6 PC bonus or non-PC bonus, that's a big difference in volume, and it duplicates. So the bigger the organization, you get a couple of your leaders on board to do this, to go in and take inventory. This is what you're basically doing. It can really make a big difference at the end of your month. So Carrie Temple, February, she hit 6 PC bonus with 700 in volume, 7 customers. She's going for 9 this month, which would be a 200 increase. So, maybe you could even talk to her about going to 1,500, but this person in particular, she had told me, is just not big into working. Like, she likes to get her customers and whatever, but she's just, she doesn't go to regional. She doesn't do really much of anything except, try to work towards her 9. So she's just making a good assumption. She doesn't want to overshoot. She's thinking, I'm not going to expect more than 200 from Carrie, so I'm going to just count that as 200. So right now, we're up to like 200, 500. Oh my gosh, why did that do that? Okay, 200, 500, and 1,000, 1,200 up here. You see in orange. So at the end of this, I'm going to add all those together, and it's going to give me kind of a ballpark idea of how much my GQV is going to go up for the month by the end of this month. So just by, making good educated guesses. So number 8, who hit 3-year free that will likely go for the 6 PC bonus. So I just kind of mentioned that already. So here's one person that we think will go up to 207, another 270 of an increase. Last month they got 3-year free qualified. We want to push them to get 6, which would give an increase of 270 in volume. So here you have with number 9, your new starts. So what you want to do here is check your back office, every other day at minimum. Most of you guys probably get in your back office every single day. That's why you're on a Zoom like this with getting trained, train the trainer Zoom with me and with some other leaders. So check your back office at least every other day and welcome them and help them, and obviously help their sponsors. So the first thing we want to do is get them 3-year free qualified and try to get a couple events under their belt. So you just want to make sure people aren't neglected. The bulk of the volume, and no matter what size the team, comes from the bottom. It always does. So always remember that. And you always need new volume coming in and new people. Just like McDonald's, they can't have the exact same customers every week, all year long. They have to bring new people in constantly or their business would go under. So number 10, go through your entire list and add up the projected increases from last month to this one, which we did. So this is going to help you drive business in those areas, and it's going to give you ideas with your team on how to assist your team and how to give recognition and push them through the month. So my favorite thing is, we're essentially tracking, right? So we went through the list, we looked to see what people's numbers are, and it's just like it's almost like a highlighter marker. It's telling you exactly where to go, exactly where to work. So Awesome Amy, my BP, who is going for Elite Director and car bonus this month, has found 370 in volume that will likely evolve through the month if she helps these specific people hit a higher PSC goal this month. Just this, and this isn't the only thing she should be doing, but I'm just saying, just there, this is the volume we found for that. So obviously she's going to have to strum up a few events and all that and try to get that number up. So here's the recap. 3170 in projections. I don't know how I added another 100 here, but that's neither here nor there. Plus 8,800 last month if all of that volume is reoccurring and comes back in. So we're just assuming that these people are on a run. There's a ton of momentum. There's a ton of carrots, right? There's a lot of money and bonuses that people are going for right now. So we're making a safe assumption thinking that she's going to hit a minimum of 11,970. So have a few events, talk to people about team PC bonuses, which is the level 1 and level 2, $200 and $500 bonuses. And that's going to make a huge difference too. It's going to indirectly cause people to recruit, okay? The only way to make team bonuses is if you have even a tiny team of 3. But it's totally worth it. You get 3 people that get 6, you get a $500 bonus. I'm sure you already know that, but I'm just saying an extra $500 on your check is a lot of money for, not really that much work. You're helping people better their life and situation and make some money. So something I didn't add into this yet, Amy's LQV, 3,000. If she, practices what she's preaching and she gets to 3,000, now she's at 14,970. So she's almost car qualified. So she's mapping it out, and all of a sudden what is happening? She's visualizing it. She's believing it. She's also seeing that it's completely realistic. And what happens when those kind of things pop into your head, right? You go for it. You just do. Now, if we punched all the numbers in and I said, okay, you're at 9,000, she might be like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't think I can do this. But I spelled it out for her. I showed her exactly what needs to happen. She knows exactly where to work in her organization. She knows exactly what to do with her own personal business to get to where she needs to go. So really close the gap, pushing the month in new BP signups. That's the best way to generate a lot of volume at the end. Sometimes people offer different rewards with signups, different perks. Sign up on the last day of the month and I'll give you this or give you that or whatever, or you get a rebate or, different little incentives that you would only want to do on the last day of the month because you're pushing, sense of urgency, FOMO, all those kinds of things you really, really need on the last day of the month to make people want to do it right then. So let's see. That's the wrong thing. Here we go. I've got this thing stuck on my screen and it's blocking part of my screen. It's driving me crazy. So another way that I'm driving Awesome Amy is that when she promotes, she's going to get the momentum bonus. And I just wanted to share with you all, there is a person on Mary Chipper's team. Mary Chipper is one of my upline, which means she's one of your all's upline. And this person wasn't super, super high in rank. He wasn't like platinum NMD or anything. He was, I want to say, area marketing director or something, great leadership position, but not at the top or anything. And his momentum bonus was, I believe, $2,900. And his check this month is $7,000. $7,000. I mean, that is insane to me. If that's not insane to you, I don't know what to say. I just think it's so great. I'm so excited for this guy. So it should be even easier, by the way, to get the $1,000 signups right now. It should be something that always comes out of your mouth when you're talking to people about, I have a recruit, or I'm signing someone up right now, or if you're talking to somebody that you're signing up, they must know if they get in for 1,000, they're automatically in the Founders Clubs. They're automatically going to be eligible to run for certain promotions that the rest of the company can't run for without having to physically go out and recruit 3 people. So, I would probably kind of talk to them about, I don't know if you plan on having a big team. I'm not sure, what you want to do here, but, if you're not a big recruiter, if you get started and you just happen to get started slow, that's okay. That's fine. You can earn while you learn, but you can also go ahead and get in for the $1,000. And then that way you're already in the Founders Club and you can get in these promotions while you're figuring out, recruiting, and you're figuring out bringing people on board and training them into your team. So just something that I wanted to point out. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to somebody as they're signing someone up and they say like, oh, they're doing a 500, oh, they're doing a 750. And I'm like, okay, but do they know for 1,000 they can get in the Founders Club? And they're like, yeah, I think I told them that. And I'm like, do they understand what that means fully? Because people are afraid to push 750 or 1,000. You're not pushing anything. You're just saying, I have to let you know, if you were to get in for 1,000, you're going to get this. If you do this, you get this. Up to you. And people will make the right decision, or they'll make the smartest decision if they have the money, or even if they don't have the money. Okay, so we also need to work on driving events. So a lot of these people that, are bringing in 1,500 to 2,000 in PSC last month, how are we going to get them to 3,000? What does it look like if we get all those people to 3,000 and we get all those other people to 1,500 and we get all those other people to non-PC bonus? And I know they're going to have big checks next month. Once they have a taste of the bigger check, what is the chances they're going to be okay with going back to a smaller check, right? So you really want to take all the drivers right now, all the carrots hanging in front of people's faces, low-hanging fruit, whatever you want to call it. You really want to take that plus the momentum, and you want to just fully utilize it, because you don't always have a ton of drivers and you don't always have a ton of momentum. So it would be crazy not to run with your hair on fire right now, because once you lock people into those positions, they do not want to go backwards, which means traction for you. Woohoo! Okay. So now you're here. Now you're excited, right? Now you're excited. You have a clear focus, and I'm excited for you. So I think I just said all this. Imagine hitting your goals this month. Oh, okay. So imagine you hit all these goals this month. Everybody just does awesome. You dig through, you figure out where people were last month, where you can get them to this month, and what their checks are going to be next month, how big they're going to be. And then next month, we're going to have the acne product and the sunscreen. I mean, holy cow. Wouldn't it be amazing if all the people that got to 1,500 with their PSC bonus this month, we could get them to 3,000 next month? I mean, that would be insanity. And it's so rewarding to be able to help all of those people, really loosen up their budgets and have a different life. Okay. Map it out for people, show them what they're close to, cheer them on, talk to them about having a few events. I think I've already told you all this. Level 1 and level 2 bonuses, non-bonus, PSC bucket. Okay, so everybody on here is leaders, right? Everybody on here has teams. If you're not working towards a minimum of the $200 bonus, that is insanity. This is just as important as everything else right now. If you hit the $500 bonus, if you hit this $500 bonus every single month, your business will not look anything next year like it does today. It will be gigantic, okay? Because you are actually driving people to make more money and to better their lives that are on your team that make sense, that are your personal. So it's going to drive up your LQV as well. And there's no way to climb this compensation plan without LQV. If you don't know what LQV is, please get with me or Randa or Shelly or Donna or somebody so we can explain that to you. I think I already said all this. This is notorious of me. I have all these things I want to say and then I say them in the wrong order. Okay, so number 12. There's definitely something I haven't discussed here. I mean, I'm not perfect. You might be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she didn't say anything about, the Founders Club promotion right now. I'm just trying to teach, if you teach too many things, it paralyzes people. I'm just trying to get down the front end of the compensation plan. I'm trying to help you guys drive it, teach it, know it like the back of your hand, and really optimize on it at a level that we've never even seen before. Then we can really start to, in this type of call, start to bring other elements in and talk about how we're going to push those. So does anybody have any questions? You can unmute yourself if you do.
Do you know what level? I don't have it in front of me, but I can look it up. But I just thought everybody probably else is asking this question. What level do the momentum bonuses start? Do you know off the top of your head?
I think it's elite director, but I have a piece of paper I can grab and
Yeah.
I've got it written down on my rank requirements.
Hey, this is unrelated, but I just want to say this real quick as a housekeeping note.
Dirty.
What? My house is dirty, yes. If somebody could come clean my house. No. I don't know about you, Erin, and other NMDs on here. I got a lot of paper apps today through email, which is awesome. Good job. You guys are still selling this, not at a firm. But I also got a lot of them kicked back because the signatures aren't written on there. So just, save yourself some time. Make sure that you check all the boxes that you're supposed to, and make sure the signatures are on there, because it's just kind of double time for everybody to have to get them kicked back.
Hey, Randa, do you know if they'll take electronic signatures, like through a DocuSign or something like that?
I've never seen anyone do one. I wondered why we couldn't. But I mean, you see the electronic signature on there as long as you can see it.
Okay, I think that'll work.
Girl, you are a computer genius. Can you give us computer classes?
I can.
She's a real estate agent. She knows how to do this.
Girl, I love it.
Okay, I went out to my car and I just realized I didn't mute myself. So that was probably the most annoying background noise ever.
You
Sorry.
really didn't hear it. It was all good. Thank you, Erin. That was all really great.
Thanks, girl. Okay, momentum bonus starts at elite brand partner. I should have known that. My dad
You got A+. You did know that.
Any other questions? Check match starts at director. Or no, wait. Elite directors check match. But you earn it from director up underneath you, if that makes sense. I keep looking at Peggy North, and that's a picture, and it doesn't look like a picture, and I keep thinking, gosh, she's drinking that coffee again.
Hey, can I ask another kind of unrelated question, but just since all the leaders are on here, I thought it'd be helpful.
Yeah.
I get a lot of, oh, she's not drinking coffee anymore, Peggy. It's too late to drink coffee.
She's messing with me.
Don't forget, guys, that you only have 72 hours to place someone now whenever you get them. And so if you look in your new starts, you see it counts down to the hour. So there's no question about that. But still, people are forgetting them. But I get a lot of questions of where should I place so-and-so. And so here are some of the things that, like bullet points I'm going through. But I want Erin to add to it what she has to say. So I always look at kind of probably for me right now, putting them in my second leg, not my weakest leg, but my second leg underneath somebody who's a worker who has high PQV. Okay. Those are two things I look at, and you can obviously, actually I look at their PQV because I know that they're workers, which you kind of already know that in your head. Obviously LQV too. So that's another thing. And then as close to the top as you can with, even if you have to give somebody multiple legs, is totally different now. And so, Erin, what do you say when people ask you, where should I put this person? Because it seems like there are a lot more options now.
All you're going to do is help them with GQV. So if they're not building on their own, you're doing nothing for them. They'll never be able to climb the comp plan. You can give people, you can make somebody have 3 even huge legs. But now we know if they didn't bring anything to the table, then they're not going to be able to do much with it. So you really have to look for, like Randa was saying, somebody that has PQV, which translates into LQV, and then decide from there how you can help them. And obviously you're number one, so you need to think about yourself first. And that's really hard because it's a very giving group. And you would die if you knew how many major placement errors I've made and Randa's made, because sometimes your judgment gets skewed by having family members or friends on your team. And you really need to be cautious of that because you can really hurt yourself later. I promise.
Yes, and then look at the chart too, and the comp plan that kind of shows you like the levels and what percentages. So that's why, like before, we used to say place as low as you can go and help as many people as you can. So kind of explain, Erin, why you wouldn't want to place lower now.
Well, I don't have it in front of me right now, so it's not the easiest thing to explain, but you just don't want to go super low. I mean, for one thing, before we used to go really low because GQV was GQV, right? I mean, there was no LQV. So now you're really looking for somebody that's working, and then you're going to try to go up, somebody working that's more towards the top of your organization. If you have somebody blow up under you and you place too low, then you're not going to be able to go into their organization nearly as deep. So like if Shallon Murphy was my personally sponsored and I placed her in the old plan, 8 levels down, and then I barely got to earn on her organization, that would be like a major heartbreak. So this one you can actually go deeper into all of your legs, which is really nice. But I can't really get into major details on that because I'm going to say something wrong. I mean, that's so far removed from what I'm training people on right now.
I know, sorry. I just thought while we're all on here, I mean, I have questions.
No, I mean, it's good. It's just, it's kind of like you have to crawl before you walk. And people are recruiting, so of course they do need to know this, duh. But it's not a conversation that I've had with hardly anybody yet, for whatever reason, I don't know. But the biggest thing is obviously you don't want to place in your big leg, duh. And then the second biggest thing to me is don't place under somebody that's not working on their own, because it'll be a complete waste. Because if that person blows up, then they're not helping anybody because that person didn't build on their own. So you really just want to it's forcing people, it's driving the right behaviors. It's forcing people to give to people that are, working on their own. And place up high, as high as you can. I don't want to say you can't screw it up as long as you do that, because we learned, if you guys knew in the first 2 years how many things we trained on, and then we found out later, oh, that was bad. It's kind of tricky with placements, but we at least know way more than we did 5 years ago. So you should be good. Anybody else have any questions? Delana Hare, where is paper form? You mean like a paper application for firm? You can unmute yourself if you want, if you're still on.
Yes.
Okay, so if it's an existing preferred customer, all you have to do is email and give your name, your brand partner ID name, their name, customer ID, and they would like X amount of firm, like almost a new ADO on top of the ADO that they have, or add it to their ADO, which, you just give like a quick little explanation of what you're wanting. If it's a brand new preferred customer, then you need to get that app out of the back office, which should be under resources. I haven't looked it up personally because I had some printed up. Has anybody else? I bet Lori has. Lori, have you looked up the app? Where is it? You remember?
Yeah, you want to go under the resources, and it'll have the marketing center, and you just go into the marketing center and push on US, and the apps will pop right up.
Okay, perfect. In the ODE plan, anytime I wanted any type of application, I would just go in the search bar and just put US application, and then every type of application for the US would pop up. I mean, I don't know if that's still the case. If you ever have trouble finding things, a lot of times just a keyword in the search bar Melanie's shaking her head yes, and she's really good with the back office. It will lead you to the right place so you don't go down a rabbit hole of, oh my Lord, I cannot find this. So there's that. Anybody else have a question? I look so good right now. Look at this weirdness. Shelly, I like your glasses. Those are cute. Anybody else have anything? Anybody going to go through their organization when they hang up and look and see what they can figure out, who's going to hit what this month, and make sure there's not somebody that you weren't even thinking about, that you kind of forgot about, that's sort of quiet, that's, oh my gosh, you're going to pull it up and you're going to see their volume and you're going to get really excited because you're going to be like, oh my gosh, little Cindy Lou Who has 1,300 in volume and she topped out last month at 900. And then you're going to contact her and say, go for 1,500, hurry, because then you'll probably go for 3,000. Okay, that's what's going to happen. Anybody else? Bueller? I feel like I'm not getting any feedback. It's making me nervous.
It's just because everybody's on mute. Everyone is cheering silently.
Okay, perfect. There's Cruiser.
Aaron, he thinks you're doing a good job, right? Mm-hmm.
Aw, thanks, Cruz. So excited to see
Everybody take their phones off mute and go, Aaron, you're amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
Aaron, you're amazing.
See?
You're amazing. Good job.
Aaron,
You
you're
are
amazing.
You're so amazing. I love you.
You're amazing.
Anything nice?
Nice hair.
Super uncomfortable.
Really good now. I tried to do that.
Wow.
All right, look, Cruz's face. He's like, what's wrong with her? All right, you all. Well, get back to your life. Thank you for tuning in. And I can't wait to hear when you all go through your organizations what you find. Good luck. I'll put this PowerPoint in my group. Bye.
Thank you.
Aaron, thank you.
Mm-hmm.